This task is called Derrangements, and I'm going to use these 4 cards and 4 envelopes to help. So it's probably easiest to use 1, 2, 3, and 4, but you can use any cards you like really. So I'll put that top one near the bottom, second one roughly in the middle, third one near the top, push them all the way in, and I'll have these 4 cards instead. So, will card number 1 be in position 1? Okay, no. That's card 4 is in position 2. So this is a derangement. None of the cards are in the correct places. So the 3 is in position 1, the 4 is in position 2, the 2 is in position 3, and the 1 is in position 4. A derangement. It's a little bit easier to think about having them laid out this way, perhaps. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So your task is, how many derangements can you find using numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4? How many places can you put them so that they are all in the wrong place? None of them are correct. None of them are arranged correctly. I'll try another one, see if I can get another derangement or not. Mix up. So let's see. So that's not in the right place, nor is that one. But the 4 is. Okay, well the 3 isn't. So this is not a derangement because there is a number in the right place. There's only one of them. Your task then is to see if you can list them out. You don't need cards. You could use bits of paper, or to be honest, you can just write them down on paper. You certainly don't need the envelopes. So I think you could do something like, well, let's just make a list. Here's a possible way those 4 cards could be laid out. And that doesn't count as a derangement because, well, in this case, everything's in the right place. So that wouldn't be okay. This one though, 1, 2, 4, 3. So I've swapped the last 2 round, trying to be systematic. Well, it's still not a derangement because there's that number and that number in the right places. That's in the first place, that's in the second place. So not a derangement. And I could keep going like this. So that's your first task, using the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. What are the different ways you can arrange them, and how many of them count as derangements where nothing is in the right place? So that's your first task. Head off and do that. Alright, so hopefully you've had a play around with that. If you've done it correctly, you'll find that there are 24 different possible lists, but I'm not going to tell you how many of them are derangements at the moment because, well, that would give the game away. Next tasks are maybe take it back down a notch. So not 1, 2, 3, 4, just 1, 2, 3. How many different ways? And I know it sounds ridiculous, but how about just 2 cards, or maybe even just 1? Once you've thought about those, you might be able to see some sort of patterns going on, and you might want to try and make some sort of prediction about what would happen if there were 5 numbers. So let's see if we can find the 5. About there, I reckon. Yep. And that makes it quite a lot harder, having 5 cards, 5 numbers, but maybe you can use the patterns from when there were 1, 2, 3, and 4 to help you figure out what's going on. If you think you do, you can certainly try something like 10. How many derangements are there with 10 numbers? Or in your class, maybe there's 30 people. How many ways can you arrange 30 people so that nobody is sat in the right seat? That's kind of the same kind of question. How many derangements are there of 30 things? Anyway, you need to upload the work that you've done at the end. So a picture of your laying out, any conjectures that you come up with, any thoughts that you had as you were going through. And if you've got any patterns, probably a table of results would be a great idea as well.